Check one, two. Hey, hey. Check one, two. Check one, two. Hey, hey. Check one. Check, check. Check, check. One, two. One, two, check. One, two, check. Okay. Hey, hey. Check one, two. Hey, hey. Mic check one, two. Check one, two. Hey, hey. Check one, two. Hey, hey. Mic check one, two. Hey, hey. See, can I boost this a little bit? So I see that I have one viewer. Just to let you know, this is actually gonna start at 9:30. I'm sorry, I had to cook dinner and eat. So this is just a test right now, making sure I got this new mic set. I want to make sure it's working okay. Check, check. One, two, check. Hey, hey. Mic check one, two. Check, check. Check one, two. Check one, two. Check one, two. Hey, hey. Check one, two. One, two, check. Check one, two. Check one, two. Check one, two. One, two, check. Check, check, one, two. One, two, check. Cool. Check, check. Check, check. Mic check. Sounds pretty good. Check one, two. I see two people on the stream, so just to let you guys know I said I was going to start at 9, but it's actually going to be 9:30 because I had to cook dinner and eat. But thanks for joining, and if you guys could just log into this Twitch so I know who you are, that would be great. You know, maybe send a message, show who you are, I'll give you a shout out. You know, come up with some questions that you might have for me today, well, tonight, and yeah, that'll be great. Hey, what's up? What's up, Wafa? Thanks for joining. So yeah, sorry, I had to cook dinner, so I'm starting in 20 minutes officially. I'm just gonna do the update right now. Do I sound okay? Okay, how do I edit? Oh, there we go, edit. Edit this. So because I realized that I want to eat before I start these sessions, I think I'm gonna start them at 9:30 instead every Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, let me see, can I edit the times too? How do I edit the time here? Perfect. So that's all edited. And let me share this now. Thank you, Wafa. 6. There we go. Cool. Oh, looks like we got 5 people. Cool. So I asked that if you are a part of the stream, if you could just log in to Twitch. Twitch is free, and so you can actually comment and chat. Because I want to make this like a collaborative, interactive experience. And I also think that's the best way you're gonna learn. If you're here to learn and you want to just like plus you can just ask me what I'm doing live, and I'm paying attention to the stream. So yeah, if you can log in and just engage. We're all kind of stuck at home for a while, so might as well make the best out of it, right? So yeah, please do that. I just realized I didn't have the mic on. So what I just did right there was Pierre de Beirut, my good friend and business partner of Only Good Decisions. I sent this to him a couple of days ago, and he suggested that my breakdown came into abrupt, and he's right because we're work in progress, right? So what I did was I added a filter to my pad bus, so all my pad sounds that come in. The problem is, and I'll play it for you without the filter, so you'll hear the difference. Actually, let's play it without the automation, and you hear the difference. This it's a little too like abrupt, but if you now with the filter on, let's try it again. There you go. So it's a little bit smoother. Yeah, and I'm gonna go a little bit further into that in a sec because I wanna definitely add some type of impact there, so it kind of like leads into it, and yeah, we'll go through all that. 7 more minutes. Yeah. How's everyone doing anyway? You guys all safe at home? It's a crazy time we're living in, but you know, I strongly believe that we're all gonna hopefully become better people from this. Maybe you know, help the environment a little bit more. Not eat as much like livestock and shit. You know, stuff that kills the planet. So, yeah. Fun fact: I recently basically became vegan about 5 months ago. It was kind of personal, but whatever. I haven't went to a doctor in a really long time. I'm like 10 years long time. And, you know, I guess a big reason why I didn't go is because I was always worried about what they would tell me, because I lived quite a crazy lifestyle. I like had a shitty diet. I eat whatever the fuck I want, you know. I mean, I exercise a lot, but still, like. So I went to the doctor, got some blood work, and I get a call. My doctor's like, hey, you have a really dangerously high cholesterol. So bad that she wanted me on medication for like the rest of my life. So I went back, and from that day forward, I was like, okay, I'm never gonna, like, I did a lot of research, what's good, what's bad, and meat, you know, dairy, a lot of the shit I was eating, sugar and stuff like that, which is really bad for my diet. So I eliminated all of that from my diet, and coffee too. I only drink tea now, by the way. So yeah, I eliminated everything from my diet, so except for fish and not shellfish, because shellfish is high in cholesterol. So I only eat like salmon, like the stuff that brings out good cholesterol, right? The good shit. And yeah, so I'm basically vegan with like salmon and tuna, some fish. Yeah, so been very focused on that. I was supposed to go see a doctor recently, but because of the coronavirus, you know, my doctor's office is closed, and you know, so I mean, the good news is I lost like 45 pounds, and it's been 5 months. I feel great. I think I'm in the best shape of my life. Shout out to my buddy David Kim, who's been doing these workout sessions remotely for everyone. If you guys actually want to join, we do it every day at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It fucking is great, and it kicks your ass. So yeah, if you guys want to learn more about that, and just hit me up afterwards, or you know, I could share a link later, and just feel free to comment. But yeah, if you guys want to get a good workout in during this time, why not come out of the quarantine ripped? Summer's almost here, so if we get to see the world in summertime. So okay, we got about 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes. I see 9 people. Cool. Hey, everyone that's on the channel, I asked that if you could just sign into your Twitch account. It's perfectly free. I really want to make this a collaborative experience. So if you can, please do that, and just, you know, participate in the chat, ask me questions, you know, really get involved. You know, I think with the time that we have now is a good way to just learn something new, or just see how things work. And I'm going to try my best to kind of go through my process with all of you. So please, I believe in collaboration. I'm a big fan of it, and yeah, please participate. Oh, I'm losing people too. Look at that. We got like 9 and then 6. So if you're still there, please sign in to your Twitch, log in and participate, ask questions. I know there's definitely some producers out there that want to like learn some stuff. Arthur, if you're on, now would be a good time to go through these questions that you were asking me. So please log in. You know, there's definitely people that are first timers. There's going to be people that are pretty seasoned. You know, I don't consider myself an expert at this shit, but I do consider myself a professional. So yeah. 3 more minutes. What should I talk about? I got a really cool release coming out. So Cinematique, the sister label of Manuel Music, actually the first international label that, well, not the first, but like one of the Manuel was one of the labels that I reached out to for their sound like a couple of years back. It was like 4 years ago when I kind of went back to my roots and started making deep progressive stuff, which is what I fell in love with the music on in the first place. Big Sasha and Digweed fan. And I remember I had like a list of labels: Click, Manuel, Stadioke, obviously like Dynamic and all that, but that's just like impossible to get on. But anyway, I sent my tracks out to all of these labels, and the only one that came back to me was Manuel, and actually had Cinematic reach out to me, which is a sister label. And a big shout out to Robin DeLange from Cinematic, who took a chance on my music. And so like a couple of releases later, a couple of years passed. I met him twice in Amsterdam. He's cool. I saw him at ADE this past year. One of the nicest, coolest dudes ever. I became really good friends with him. Yeah, Lichthart, met Paul Hasn't, like the whole crew. Aiden, like all these guys are so cool. Fun fact: Pierre was with me, and we met David Holm in the Manuel party. It was just good times, man. Really good times. And yeah, like. Now Cinematique is doing their 10-year anniversary release, and Robin invited me to do one of my an original song for that compilation, which is coming out on April 4th. So some good news from this quarantine. On April 4th, my latest track called, and a demo will be shared soon. A teaser, I'll post it because there's all these great artists on it. We got. Again, I got Aiden, Arp, Julianne Wolf, I'm not gonna sit there and name everyone, but a lot of great cinematic artists are on it. And my track called Passion, I'll tell you why I called it that. Obviously, I'm very passionate about this, so Passion is coming out and with the compilation. So when Robin actually posts it, because he's doing it in order, I will definitely share the teaser with everyone. But yeah, be on the lookout for that release. I've listened to all the artists' songs, like every one of them is fire. It would be great if you guys supported it. Just put that in your calendar. April 4th, Cinematic 10-year anniversary, and it's called Decennium. Yeah, Decennium. That's the name of the album. So very pleased to be a part of that. Yeah. So, all right, 9:30. Let's go. Okay. So I see no one else is logging in, but all right. Last time we were here, so this song I started 2 sessions ago, hence the name Stream Project up here. I don't know why I say that Stream Project 2, but so I started it with people on the stream. I've gotten some, taken some suggestions from people on the stream. Mr. David Bredson was on last time, and he gave me a suggestion, so I totally did that. Yo, I am Passport, what's up? Who are you? So yeah, it was cool. And that's what I want to do here. This song, I want to start and finish a song on the stream, get people involved, and hopefully release it. So far it sounds pretty good. I think it has a lot of potential for a nice release, and it'll be really cool if I could stamp everyone that had an involvement on this, for the release, and write that as a story. When labels release your music, they always they'll come up with their own story behind it, but if you give them something, they could work with that. And I would love to be like, hey, I decided to start a live stream because we're all quarantined, and with that live stream, this came into, fruition. So, yeah. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll start the song from the beginning, so you can kind of see where we're at. What's up, Raymond? What's up, bro? Oh, that's right, Passport. Great DJs. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Iman? Another great DJ just joined. Iman Risky from Ebb and Flow, one of the founders. Thanks for joining. Okay, so that's what we got in 2 sessions. What's up? What up? Architect? Hey, what's going on? Oh, Ricky, what's up, guys? Damn, we just a bunch of DJs, a bunch of dope DJs on this. Everyone go and follow their Instagrams. All use their Instagram handles, so it's kind of perfect. One more shout out to In Passport, Bueller, Vibes by Tori, Iman Risky, I don't know how to say it, Utahongjai? Hey, go ahead. There might be a ring because I had to boost the gain of my mic a little bit because I don't want to keep holding it. So I got this. There's this like mic stand thing for my table. So bear with me. I can hear the. Actually, I could fix that. Hold on. Hello. Check. 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 There we go. Check. 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 Right there. Check. 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 Fuck you. Come on. Check. Check. No, whatever. Check. Check. Whatever. Check. Okay. All right. So what I want to do now is work on that breakdown a little bit, and This thing is gonna drive me crazy. I'm sorry. I get like that. Okay, there you go. Is that better? Can you guys still hear me a little bit? Check it out now. Funk Soul Brother. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to add an impact right before this break. What I was doing before was I added filter and volume automation to the pads that came in because it was really abrupt, and I got that from my buddy Pierre. So yeah, I did the filter automation, but I think it deserves an impact. So now I'm gonna go look for one. And if you guys have seen my streams before, I don't really have an approach. I do have some banks that I like to go to, but I collected all these banks throughout my I think I've been producing for 10 years now. Um, I collected all these banks just so I could always I think a big part and excitement of producing is just going and randomly picking something that you haven't heard and it's like fun, it keeps it exciting, and then just like processing it and fucking with it and make it sound different, right? Instead of just being like copy and paste and shit. So let's look for something. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, I know what some of these sounds are, but what is this? Like, what the fuck is SIL? Wait, let's find out. Alerts. What is an audio? It's kind of cool. Button press. I mean, those are cool sounds too. Man, do I have what is this? What's a wipe? That's an actual wipe. End session? These are funny sounds. All right, maybe not SIL waves. Let's see. Let's go to old school house. One shots. Let's do a ride. Yeah, let's use a ride. That's cool. All right. So because a ride is generally a short hit, short hit. Come on. Oh. So my phone actually triggers a noise floor from my fucking monitors. Yeah, Android guys. Cool. So this sounds pretty cool, but it's gonna be short. It's not gonna be enough of an impact. So what I like to do with these, first of all, it's way too fucking loud. So FL has a weird way of when you take a sample and you don't put it into the step sequencer, it fucking just raises the volume dramatically. So you always have to bring it down, right? And there's two ways for volume control. You can do it here or in the mixer, but I generally already know where to go. So yeah, so I'm gonna process this sound so it's got a longer tail and has a cool effect, and I might just copy that sound and bring it in so it's also a sweep, even though I have a sweep before it already. So let's do that first. Where's my FX bang? Right here. Go to that controller. As I hit on that. It's good. All right, so let's see. How are we gonna process? First of all, there's definitely a sound, like there's a frequency I don't like. So I'm gonna clear this up a little bit. There it is. Cool. Now I want to use a really large delay. So I'm going to vintage. Now let's use a preset. So I got these really cool reverb presets from Audio Tent. I think it was like 30 euros or something, or 20 euros. But yeah, Audio Tent makes really good shit. I've learned a lot on their channel. Check them out too. They're dope producers, dope teachers, and they seem like cool people. I'd love to meet them one day. Let's go with large. Lustrous sounds cool. Yeah, that's a nice one. Maybe bring the mix up a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. All right. And then I like to add a delay to it. Let's use the Fruity 3. Yeah, that's pretty cool. No, I don't even think I need to really change it. One more time. Yeah. Maybe I bring down the track. No. All right. So that sounds pretty cool. And now I think I will saturate it just a little bit. So I mean, I kind of learned this trick from a bunch of producers, but I have, as you can see, I have a shit ton of plugins. I like to kind of pick a different one every time, just to have like a different sound. You know, every single plugin has its own unique character. So yeah, like, you know, I generally, if I want to fix problems with saturation, I'll just go to Fruity Wave Shaper, and I have a preset that I created that fixes like peaks and stuff. Saturation is a very good way to fix peaks and percussion. But you know, in this case, I want to saturate, you know, all the processing already. So I will, let's see, let's use this one. Where are we? True Iron. So this is an emulation of different saturation transformers. So let's go through them all. That one's pretty cool. Yeah, cool. All right, so now what I'd like to do, since I have that, I like to record it so I could save the actual effect, and then I could just use that, and then I don't have to waste all this CPU. I mean, it's not really using that much CPU, but, you know, with the streaming shit, the less CPU, better. What am I doing? Edison, there you go. All right, so we'll do on play, arm-u, and that's about right. Boom. Okay. So two things we could do with this now. But I do have a lot of sweeps already in the sound, so I probably don't have to do that. But yeah, so this is how it sounds now. So what I could actually do with this, which is a really cool thing, is I can duplicate it, make this one unique. So we have two of them in there, and I can reverse it, so you can have this effect. Oh wait, no. That's right, I gotta line it up better. Okay. But you hear that little like click? So there's a way to fix that. If you go into FL and you go to smooth crossfade. There you go. So you click on. Now in Pro Tools or a lot of other software, I mean, I guess like that's why people kind of talk shit about FL. You know, they kind of do a lot of the stuff for you, but in Pro Tools you would have to sit there and add the fade yourself. And I mean, I don't really want to spend that much time editing fucking waves if I don't have to, because it's just like a really simple part of task. You know, I'd rather spend more time on the creative process. So yeah. So that's really cool. Let's see how it sounds with the rest of the song. Okay, sounds kind of cool, but I don't know, something about the way it sits in the mix. So let's do this first. Damn, this fucking stream is really slowing my shit down. I have like a crazy ass computer too. My buddy Obsynth helped me build it, but like even with all that, it's rough, man. All right, let's put you in your own channel as well. Here's a six Okay, cool. So I like that. I don't know. Maybe I should add like a low kick with it too. So it's like a dong. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? All right. Let's see. So let's get out of this. I do remember I had some good. There you go. Yeah, something like that. And because I have, damn, this thing is really slowing down. Because I have a high end sound, like a high frequency sound, hitting here too. What the fuck? Alright, my phone is really not looking good. Okay, because I have a high frequency sound and this is kind of a low tone, like low tone sound, I'm going to try to kind of compensate for that because I don't want the high frequencies to clash with the other sound and have phasing issues. So that's a very important thing to do when you're mixing and engineering your sounds together. A lot of people, especially if you have a lot of stuff going on, I generally like to produce. Whoa, what is that? What the fuck is that? Why am I getting so much noise from the fucking mic? I don't know. It might be the wipe. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so yeah. What the fuck? Yeah, it's definitely coming from my mic. Why? Hold on, everyone. Why are you doing that? Why is that doing that? Why? Where's this coming from now? Okay, sorry about that. Not OBS. This is actually the problem. OBS isn't routed to my. It's not. It's not going to send the signal back. This is something else. Fuck. I think it's literally my phone. Holy shit. Yeah. See, I just moved my phone like all the way back there, and I think it's gone. No, it's back. Huh. Um. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Technical difficulty here. What the fuck? Bring it. Why does it keep doing that? Let me save and. It's so, hey everyone, glad to have you back. It's actually, I think it's my cable. Let me move this up a little bit. It's, yeah, my left speaker cable. I think that shit might be on his way out. Might have to get a better cable. But yeah, should be fine now. Cool. All right, so back to what we were doing. Yeah, so I was wanted to create like a low tonal sound impact as well, and yeah, the whole thing with phasing, all that good jazz, right? So I'm gonna start by putting this kind of like sub long kick thing in here, and let's see how they sound. All right, cool. So that does sound pretty cool. And I just want to put an EQ on it now. When I walk over here, you guys can still hear me, right? Anyway, so, and I'm going to do a low pass and just kind of bring it down a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. So let's try it. Okay, cool. Alright, so that works. As you can see, I did the low pass to cut that high frequency out, so the cymbal, the ride kind of affecting that we created would not fight that frequency. Sometimes you can't even hear it until you have both of the sounds going on at once, which is why it's very important to kind of use your ears and look at the wave frequencies. Yeah. So I think the next cool thing to do would be to add a snare roll. Now we gotta go find a cool snare for this. All right, so back to this game. So now, let's see, where are we gonna find a snare? Where are we gonna find a snare? Where are we going to find a snare? Thomas Schumacher, what you got for me? Only loops, nope. Now you can actually go into loop, find a snare, cut it, and use that, but no, I don't want to do all that, it's too much work. Maybe next time. No vengeance, please. I'm like I mean, I like vengeance stuff, but everyone uses it. You can't sound unique. What is Defected Records? Let's go Defected. Perk hits. Give me a snare. We got congos and shakers and oriental cymbals. That's actually fucking dope. I'm gonna have to use that one day. Alright, so maybe not Defected. Come on, give me something. Deep House Impact. What we got here? Snare, sweeps, no, snare, give me a snare. Fuck, come on, give me a snare. Yeah, so this is a big part of producing too, guys. There is this like period of, that's why I kept this to an hour because, I'm glad that all of you are still patient with me. Oh, to the mix? Okay, let me adjust that. No, it should be. No, I brought it to 10. I don't want to go past 10. Here, let me get a little closer. Is that better? It should be a little bit better. You can kind of like see the mic in my face now. Yeah. All right. Back to the snare game. So yeah, I was thinking like we'd do this for a long time, but no one has the patience for it. Sometimes I don't even have the patience for it. Dub techno, there you go. Drum shots, percussion. Ooh, that's actually, I like that one. Let's use both of these. Cool, let's use both of them. So, because I want to do a snare roll, and I could do this in the actual playlist editor, and it'll come out as a waveform, and sit there and line it up, and that's like how you would do it in Pro Tools or Logic or Ableton, like, you could do that in anything, but like if you notice some producers like to use drum machine like samplers like battery and stuff. You don't need that with FL because this is essentially your step sequencer. So it's like a drum machine, which is why I like FL a lot. Yeah. And then let's see which one sounds good. So I think that I'm gonna make the harder snare the first note. Yeah, and we'll kind of go back and forth like that. So let's do something like, let's try this. Oops. Yeah, let's try something like that. Maybe vary it a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But I want to process this a little bit. Let's kill that out. So, again, just like a drum machine or drum sampler, FL has all that in a step sequencer. So what I'm doing is I'm trimming the end of the wave a little bit on the transient hit snare, and I might do it a little bit here too, actually. Yeah, just a little bit. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing that, I don't want too much release on these sounds because I'm gonna add reverb and all that shit in the processing phase, and that's gonna create all that space. So I wanna try and kind of like find where I like it. I mean, I think that's a good starting point. And now I'm gonna dump it into my drum channel. So we got clap snare here. So 11 and 12, let's make you 11. And let's make you 12. Okay, let's take a look at it. Oh, that's right. So it's, I already have, that's cool. Look at that. I didn't even need to add filter because I already have it on the bus. So this is actually gonna work out kind of fucking cool here, guys and gals. Actually, you know what? Let's not even, should I individually EQ this? No, let's do it. Let's play. Let's get it a little tighter. Yeah, that's cool. Let's process these babies. So I like the Omega API emulation for drums a lot. As you can hear, you see the difference. It's already done a lot of cool shit. What the fuck? Alright, so yeah, FL is definitely, my whole computer is slowing down. I am running recording and the stream, so hang in, bear with me. There we go. So and I have like an absurd amount of plugins running right now, and even though I got like an i9 and everything, it still impacts it. But yeah, that's cool. All right, so we're gonna saturate that bad boy, and let's see what else should I do to it. Yeah, shall we run it through a tape? No, I already have it running through tape. Actually, UAD. What should I do? Ooh, let's put on this shit. All right. Cool. All right, so I'm going to compress it now. Let's go with 26. All right, cool. And let's give it a little bit of composition. Ooh, that's a nice one. First try too, look at that. All right, so I like that. That's actually pretty cool. Where is my, oh, I didn't put it in there yet. So let's run it all the way to here. Yeah, let's see how it sounds first without changing it, but. It's already definitely too much, so we need some volume automation. So I want that snare roll to kind of come in at the same time as like the hi-hat loop that I got That was pretty cool. I'm going to change just this last one so it kind of like tightens up a little bit. So we're going to clone that, and I'm going to like change the pattern a little bit so it has like a kind of a building effect. And to do that, first I'm going to shorten all these a little bit. Yeah, let's do it like that. And this one could stay the same. Let's try. Let's go to 4-step. All right, so if we're gonna go to 4-step, gotta shorten them a little bit more. Sorry, 1/4 step is what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm just kind of randomizing it at this point, seeing how it sounds. We'll see. Trial and error is a beautiful thing when it comes to music production, everyone. And I'll just tighten the last ones up a little bit. Maybe remove that one. All right, let's see how this sounds. Start from here. Terrible. That last one was horrible. Ugh. Okay, so didn't work. Let's get rid of that. 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 All right, and so I think I'm gonna have to change it on the transient one. Yeah, I might just do it. Something like that. No. And so you can actually do a cool frequency thing here. So let's kind of like bring it up a little bit. And maybe adjust these, and this one, and this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. All right, now let's see how it sounds. Still no good. All right. Well, shit. Maybe don't do that then. Oh, okay, hold on. I think if I go like this, this might actually. Alright, so this one is the one that's kind of fucking with. Alright, fuck it. I'm just not gonna do that. So I think the problem is the other hi-hat percussion loop is coming in and conflicting with that snare roll. So the initial sequence that I used works, but like adding all those extra ones is just conflicting. That's why it sounds weird and I don't like it. But there's a cooler thing I can do, I guess, in this regard if I want to add just one cool effect to it. Which, yeah, let's do that. Do I have a delay set? No, I don't. Perfect. So I'm going to automate a delay effect in instead. And let's use you. No. So let's bring you down to here. Let's see how this sounds. Oops. Where did I put that? Huh? Okay, so I could have sworn I put a delay on my... What the fuck? Did I not put it? Where are you? Alright. Where the fuck did I put that shit? Oh, there it is. Oops. Wrong one. Okay. So we're going to put a delay here, and we're going to bring this one down to like right there. And what the fuck? Oh shit, my shit died? Hold on. No, you guys are still going. Okay. Let's listen. Cool. Perfect. Oh, no, I don't need that there. Oh, I'm an idiot. Fuck. I do need this delay too here. Okay. Alright, let's leave that the way it is. I'm an idiot. I put on the fucking send. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. So this is one. There we go. Cool. So I'm actually gonna link this to a controller and let's automate that. So let's listen to it. Yeah, that works. That works really well, actually. But I just want to also... Okay, so we're going to do a couple of cool things here. So this automation starts right here. So we're going to just do that part, and we're going to do a couple of cool tricks here. We're going to make it steep. And we're going to automate this. Right, where is it? There it is. Automate you kind of like that. And do I want to record this automation by hand? Yes, I do. Okay. All right, so since I'm going to do that, let's record it. No, let's do it like this instead. Let's do a new channel for the automation and just notes and automation. Right there, boom. Let's bring you up to here. So what I did was, I have and if you guys could actually see it if you want, I'll show it to you. So this is it automating the cutoff of my send to the delay send I have going on, and I also automated the filter. So I'll show you. So if you pay attention to this thing right here and disregard my activate Windows thing, I still haven't activated my Windows. But if you pay attention to this is the set. So see what I'm doing? I'm touching it right now and turning it. That's adjusting the amount I'm sending to my delay send from the snare bus. And I also automated the EQ on the delay effect, so you'll see it. Just so I like doing that because, all right, when you're sending what like so that you saw the frequency hit. Actually, I could probably make this bigger. Yeah, so this is gonna give you a better visual. So you see right here, that's where it starts to hit. And yeah, so the sound is gonna start here. So you're gonna have like that frequency of the sound going, and then you're gonna like fill that and go high to create that tension right before the drop, right? And yeah, and then you can hear like the cool effect. I mean, I could turn it off and show you how it sound without it. Yeah, I mean, let me do that. So like that was kind of tight. I mean, loud. It was cool, but you know, I actually like the tension factor of it kind of like tightening up at the high. I mean, I could, I guess, maybe slow it down just a little bit, bring it up just about there, but yeah. Just moving it up. Cool. All right, so we're making progress here. I mean, I could essentially, what was this, 5 minutes? So I'm probably gonna run this one more time, maybe bring up the notes of the little rolling bass thing I got, just so we have like a little bit of a change. Yeah, but like run that one more time, and then we can start doing an outro. This is pretty much done. Yeah, man. So, hey, what's up, Melissa? Another great DJ. Look at, I got a bunch of DJs in my channel. So my laptop crashed the stream. Oh, there you go. I can see what you guys wrote here. Cool. Hey, what's up, Victor? Another DJ. Yo, look at that. All these DJs. I'm glad to see so many DJs attending my stream, by the way. Yeah. If you're on, you know, I'm, damn. Anyway, Manuel Rodriguez, if you're on, again, I want to give a big shout out to Manuel for playing my remix of Bella Mer's Bedroom Eyes today on Argentinian radio. That is the second radio station I've been on now. I've been on Dutch radio in Argentina, and I'm super fucking happy. And Manuel, you're the man. If you're on, big thanks to you. Big shout out to you. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad to know that my music is reaching all these different parts of the world, because New York will never play my shit on the radio. So good to know that other places in the world do. Yeah, so that was cool. So I'm gonna now probably just copy this, write it out, maybe change this percussive melody thing, well, this drum bassy melody thing I got going, and make the notes a little higher, just so it has that variation. Or maybe I'll add a couple of notes, random notes here, but I got a lot going on, so I probably won't do that. We'll see, we could try it. And I'll start writing an outro for it. Yeah, so let's do that. So let's just copy all you. Let's get nice and in so I can see everything. Because I have this, where is it? I made this, hey, what fucking happened to it? There it is. I could use this cool thing that I made over here. Let's do that here. And we'll layer it up. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, a little change. This one I'm gonna change. Alright, so I'm gonna try it once by adding more notes to it and see how that sounds. And if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna raise this up an octave, transpose it up, because that's definitely gonna work. So, well, let's try writing some different notes. Short notes, let's bring it up. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And let's just do the same thing here. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, so as expected, let's remove this. Yep, not working, because you don't really hear that shit at all. Fuck. Is it because I'm sidechaining it? Yeah, that's probably it. What is the cause of that? Okay, so my theory was accurate. Don't need any of this shit. Get rid of all you. Get rid of you, you, and you, and you. Okay. So let's go with the first idea I had. We could just transpose this. Transpose octave up. All right. I'm stupid, and I realized. So what I should be doing, I realized I actually compressed this sound to let this sound hit through. I should be adjusting the notes on these. Alright, so let's do that. Let's change these instead. Let's transpose you. Yeah, let's do that. And we're gonna make you unique as well. And then we're gonna transpose your ass up one. that either. Fuck. Not working. Let's transpose you back down. And you two. I have a different idea. So if I just... You know what? This is recorded from the move, so I'll have to redo that. I could do that. Doubling it up doesn't actually sound that repetitive, so I think I could just get away with that. Let's do that. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. All right, let's do this first. Let's do this. And let's start writing this one out a little bit. Can you guys hear me now? So the problem is this, I mean, if I boost the mic anymore, I'm gonna get feedback. And I don't really want to do that. And I already raised it out here. Let me get a little closer. How about that? Is that better? Okay. All right. And this. Like you can already hear a ring in it. That's why I don't want to make it louder. I need a better mic. And this is supposed to be a pretty good mic too. Whatever. I don't need that. I don't need this. I could take that and yeah, let's do this too. Alright, so let's write the outro. Okay, and this time we're going to remove this one and that one. And we're going to do that. And we're going to add this bad boy over here. And let's get rid of, no, let's filter this shit out actually. Where's my filter for this? Unique, copy you, paste you, and boom. doing? Yeah, let's do it like that. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. What if I put that on every other... Damn, that's a lot. So, if I did it to every 8, let's see, 4, maybe not 8, maybe 16. Yeah, 1, 4, 8, 4, shit, I have to do it on every 8. Ah, fuck it. Every 8 it is. Okay, let's listen to that again. this kick. Oops. And like some minimal percussion. Yeah, let's do that. And maybe just that? No. No, because when was I running from the beginning? Oh, whatever happened to this shit? Oh, wait a minute. Ahaha! I completely forgot this shit. Oh no. How should I run this though? Like that? Yeah. Oh. So I turned it so I realized my mic was picking up the kick sounds. It was creating that like slapback. And that's because I boosted the gain on my mic. So you can hear that ring right now. I was trying to fucking remove that shit, but there's no way. I guess that removes it, not really. Check, 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 check. Is that better? Still fucking there. Check. Means okay. Guess I could. Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2. There you go. That's better. Okay. Still fucking. All right, so we're pretty much done. Maybe some nuances and changes, and we're at 10:45. So I'm already 15 minutes over than I planned on, and wow, 11 people. Thank you all for staying. Now is a good time as any to, I guess I'll take the next 15 minutes to answer some questions. If you have anything that you saw that you want to learn about or like you want me to kind of go into, now would be the time. No, thank you, Tori. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you all for being a part of this. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. EST until this quarantine is over. Maybe afterwards, if you all are interested, I'll keep it going. But I don't know if I could do twice a week. I'll do like once a week. But yeah, if you like right now is a good time. Please feel free to ask me questions, anything that you want. Yeah, let's go into it. Now would be a really, really good time. So, anything? Oh, thanks, Iman. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And I'll be at your awesome. I'll be at your freaking live stream as well, man. Can't wait till you get back in the dungeon. Thanks, Josh. Thank you. I'm glad you guys learned something from this. I'm glad for real. It means the world to me. And yeah, like, if you see other people that could benefit from this, please feel free to invite them. Again, I really want to make this collaborative. And we finished a song, guys. That's pretty cool. I mean, I might just make a couple of tweaks. I got to listen to this in the car, listen to it on phone, listen to it all like someone else's like home system. You got to do all the tests. Eventually test it out in the club system. Iman, I'm gonna send it to you and Josh. And I'm gonna send it to everyone in this chat actually that plays it, and feel free to test it. But let me do my internal testing first. And yeah, and I'm gonna definitely try to get it released and com- completed. Let's see. My usual process is so. That's a great question. I don't actually have a specific process, right? To me, it's like the most important thing in dance music, specifically our type of dance music, is the groove, right? Even though I'm a very deep, progressive, melodic guy, and I like to add a lot of melody to my stuff, the groove is by far the most important thing. If you could play 16 bars or 32 bars, like you should aim for 16 to 32 measures of a beat in the groove. Just have it repetitive and maybe a couple of changes, like you see what I was adding the sweeps and the percussion changes and a couple of like cool effects here and there. If you could do that just on like every 8, 16, you know, why can't I count? 32. Yeah. Um, yeah, well, 24 and then 32, and you make those like nuances, and like the whole time it's very repetitive, but you're just dancing to it the whole time. You're like, this is dope, this is cool. I could see myself, because like in a club environment, you get that's the thing. Everyone's just constantly dancing. Everyone's constantly like, yeah, So like, if that part of it alone is already driving you yourself to dance, you got something there. From there, you dissect it, right? So you could like start with that loop, and I generally start with percussion first, and most of the time, like 70% of the time. For this project, I actually started with the melody first. So yeah, like, but you layer all these different textures and all these elements on top of it, right? And then you just let it groove out, and then you start thinking, what is it missing? What other? So let me go a little bit into my engineering process. So I have this thing called Fab Filter, and I learned this from the Audio Tent guys, and I like to put it on a lot of my stuff. Like you hear my voice, and wow, wow, I could hit 50. Damn, I got a low voice. Okay, so look at the wave, and we could also pull out span, but my shit is super laggy right now because of the stream and recording. But yeah, so you want to kind of like keep all your sounds in that, like you make sure you fill the frequency pretty well, and you can hear it too, right? What certain things are missing, but generally your low end is going to be the loudest. Very, very important thing to take into consideration. A lot of the low end you can't hear. Even in a treated room, you really can't hear it. So you have to be very careful and use the graphs and the spectrum analyzers and everything to like make sure you don't have problems in the low end. So yeah, so like if you have like I tend to take a lot of my bass sounds and see where it's hitting and remember that. If I have one bass sound hitting at 50 hertz and another bass sound hitting at like 48 hertz, and they're both very conflicting, those are frequency ranges you probably won't hear well. So you have to compensate for it, right? So I would probably cut one of those sounds, because there's always like other frequencies that sound might layer on top of, and then like I'll just like and maybe I'll cut the other bass sound where anything under 50 is, and I'll remove everything over 50 for another bass sound, let them kind of sit. And you can also use compression and stuff like that to kind of glue everything together. But that's just remember, anything in those ranges, it's very hard to hear. So like you might think it sounds great, when you test it out, it sounds like shit. So yeah, very important. Yeah, this one's Fab Filter, and it was recommended by the producer. Yeah, Fab Filter is great. Fab Filter is a very good plugin suite. I don't really use. So if you notice, like my EQs that I use is all stock. I generally use FL EQ. The only time I use like good EQ, like more. I'll use a fab filter for the spectrum analyzer and stuff like that. But the only time I use good shit is on my master bus, which I'll go into next time. I think that'll be a cool kickoff for this project and how I master it. My mastering is not the best. It's pretty. I mean, I tested it out in clubs, so it's good enough for a club. But there's, if you're gonna produce a song and mix it down yourself, just get the mix sounding good, right? Audio to any other sources you learned about? Yeah, so Audio 10 is a good one, but the one that really, really took my producing to another level was Donnie Carr on YouTube, and he uses FL Studio too. Definitely check him out. He's 100% in the box. He also has a Moog Sub 37, but I mean, really check him out. Like big props to Donnie Carr. I also learned a lot from Webba. Like I also watch a lot of the fact against the clock things. Like actually, I learned about Tim Green from that before Iman and company over here started booking him, and like he became good friends with Justin. I got to meet the guy and hang out. He's a really cool dude. But yeah, like really, I kind of like just watch so many different artists. There's a lot of artists out there if you just like look them up in in the studio, and you can learn like little bits from everyone. But for me, like a very important thing is I don't sit there and be like, because everyone has a different approach towards it, right? So I'm not gonna sit there and be like, okay, this guy's the right way. No, this guy's the right way. No, this guy's the right way. No, 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 no. So you can't. You gotta. The best thing is to do it yourself and learn the best way for yourself by taking little bits. But if you go one way because that person made a song that you like, and then all of a sudden the next person does, and you go that way, and then like it's like conflicting information, you're never gonna become a good producer. You're just always gonna be like someone that listens to the next person. Very, very bad idea. Take what you can from each one, like little bits, tips, and like tricks from everyone, and just apply it to your own education, apply it to your own process. That's very important. So yeah, that's like for me, I like when it comes to artists and stuff like that. But I do say the reason why I like Donnie Carr a lot is because he's taught me so much about this program that I never knew before. And like he has a very good technical way of explaining things. And again, the guy's like in the box. I mean, like I'll go into it a little bit, real quick. So if I go into there's a couple of plugins that I use. Like all this UAD stuff I paid for, like well over $1,000 in plugin gear, right? And with UAD, you have to have a piece of UAD hardware to run it. Can't crack it, can't do any of that shit. So yeah, you have to spend money on the hardware and then buy the plugins individually. I tend to wait for deals and shit to buy them, but yeah, like there's some plugins that are my go-to, and I always use it. But like, yeah, you can see a lot of these plugins I use. So if I do use an EQ outside of FL for this particular song, I don't think we needed it that much. But this plugin EQ, the reason why I like this EQ so much is it really, really removes frequencies. I think better than any other EQ, like even better than Fat Filter. So if I remove like the low end here, if I do a low and I remove, oh shit, wow, whoa, hold on, check. Well, where did I put this on anyway? Okay, so here, this is a good test. Let's put it on this thing. Actually, I probably should have used this to EQ my mic. All right. So, check. So it really, really removes like those sounds and frequencies like better. It's really clean. Yeah, I think it's the best. So I'll use that if I have like sounds that just have a lot of problems in it. Like certain synths, when you add a lot of modulation and shit to it to give it like cool effects, like that's the beauty of interesting sounds. You do a lot to it, and it like give it a lot of movement, and it'll create that cool ambiance and like stuff basically. And but when you do that, it sounds, when you like fuck with modulation filter, it peaks in certain frequencies, and I'll use like a really nice EQ to iron it out. We didn't have too many of those problems with this song, so I didn't need to. So generally, I'll use fucking stock shit for that. Yeah, but it's a lot of money. And then another company that I like a lot is Plugin Alliance, and I have a lot of their shit. Um, I just got so this is an emulation of the Elysia compressor. This is a really fucking good compressor, and yeah, I like this a lot. I've been using this a lot. I also have the compressor that I use this on all of my kicks. Where is it? This is the one that deadmau5 created. I've had this for years. It's really good. It's only like 99 bucks. Yeah, like UAD, that stuff. I still use a lot of stock. Oh, this is a bunch. This is actually freeware now. You should check it out. It's called DC Don't Crack. I use a lot of their shit, and it's really cool. It's really easy to use, and it sounds fucking great. So they have like a whole suite of different, and again, freeware. Just if you Google it, I'm pretty sure you could find it's all free now. It's just one knob and like a couple of other ones just to like mess around, but it's very simple to understand, and it sounds really, really fucking good. So I use that a lot. Um, and yeah, I mean, I got a bunch of other shit that does cool effects. I just got this thing from Plugin Alliance. So this is cool because it's essentially like a fuck, how do I like an analog modular virtual effects thing. Like so you could kind of like take like this is like one fucking module, and then you know how you would do it in real life, you would like route it to your fucking main and shit, and you're just like blah blah blah. Yeah. Anyway, I haven't really figured it out. I just kind of fuck around with it, and it works. But yeah, so and always look for deals. I got those plugins. They're like $700 worth of plugins for only 40 bucks because they had some special deal going on. So yeah, always look for deals. And there's no rush. You don't have to fucking go out there and spend thousands of dollars right away. In your learning process, you don't need the best shit. There's people that make the best music with nothing. And then there's people that go out there and spend all this fucking money on shit, and there's no point. Like it's unnecessary. Just go and learn and buy as you go. Like if you look at I have one Moog, and I didn't just buy that Moog, like because like I needed it. I actually waited for a fucking deal on it, um, for like a long. I don't know if you guys saw, no, you just saw my keyboard. So anyway, I have a Moog, I have a Slim Fatty, and like normally it's like $900, and I waited for it to drop, and I found a refurbished one in some Hawaiian like audio store. I was going out of business, and they were selling it for like 350 bucks, and I waited like 3 months. I knew I was gonna buy it, but I waited 3 months, and I found it, and I got the shipping for free because they fucked up and they gave me ground shipping pricing, even though they have to air ship it. But at that point, they didn't care, and they just sent it to me. And yeah, look for deals. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna, like, there's no need. And then I bought, and then like, so I bought this. Hold on, let me see if I can show you. So these are my two guitar pedals that I run my Moog through. That's the Strymon El Capistan tape delay. I fucking love that thing. There's only one store in New York that sells it. And this Cathedral reverb, which is really not that good. It's okay. I'm probably gonna get rid of that reverb eventually. I'll probably sell it and get the Strymon version equivalent of it. But yeah, like certain things that like, and I just don't want to sound like everyone else, so I make sure like everyone and their mother wants to go buy like a sub 37 or something, right? Which is a great fucking synth. Don't get me wrong. If you know how to use it, you can do some amazing shit with it. But like for me, it's like because just like everyone uses Massive and everyone uses like let's see contact, and there's like certain sound like instruments that everyone likes to use, and I try to avoid that because I don't want to sound like anyone else. I really want to sound unique, so I can kind of go a little bit more. I don't know if you guys want to keep on going, I'll go a little bit longer just to kind of show you my plugins and shit, but let's not do it on this project. Let's go to starting Check, check. Ooh. Ooh, this one's loud. Why is this one so loud? Ooh. Check, check. Check, 1 2. 1 2, check. Can you guys hear me? That sounds getting a lot louder. You know what? Let's fucking cut the glow on this. Check, 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 check. 1 2, 1 2, 1 2, check. 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 1 2, check, check, check. 1 2, 1 2. I guess fuck it. Anyway, so yeah. Check. Ooh, sorry. Check 1 2, 1 2, check. 1 2, check. Check, check, check. All right, that's a little bit better. So yeah, let's go into what I use. So I just got this $1 synth. Yeah, so that's what you get for a $1 synth. That. But this is Umit Ozcan. I don't know if you guys know who he is. I mean, I'm sure. I think. Yeah, maybe some of the OGs would know, but Umit Ozcan is like a legendary trance producer, and he's been working on this synth for over 10 years. And it's $1, €1 actually. But for something that's only €1, there's a reason why that shit almost crashed my system. It sounds okay. I mean, it's definitely got like some cool shit to it, but I haven't even figured out how to do the modulation. Like just the fact that it kind of is high in like on the CPU and it could crash it, I tend to not use it. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably try and fuck around with it one day just to make one sound with it and use it because it's like it's very unique. But I also imagine that if it's only €1, everyone and their mother's gonna buy it, and this is gonna be like. I mean, at some point, I'm sure he's gonna make it so it doesn't fucking suck. As far as loading, I mean, I think the sound you could probably make some cool shit with it, but the load time and everything just sucks. So, sure, he's working on fixing that, but yeah. So that's something I just bought. Yeah. So there you go, $1 synth. Um, I used to use Diva a lot. I use Contact a lot, like a. So the beauty of Contact is there's so many different banks you could buy from it, and I'm not gonna say because this is streamed and recorded, but yeah, but there's a lot of different banks you could buy for this thing. It's really fucking cool. Output makes a lot of good sounds. I like to use their shit for like a lot of pads and there's a lot of cool shit you can get for this. So I use this a lot for more like natural sounds. My buddy Pierre actually just gave me a copy of his fucking Omnisphere. Yeah, so this I haven't really done, but again, this is a very powerful synth, very strong. Victor's on, so he'll tell you too. He's probably been messing with this shit for years now. Very cool synth, but again, it's one of those things where it's like a lot of people use this shit, so like I haven't really dived into it yet. I've used Omnisphere once on one of my songs that I released, I think one time, and there's definitely some really fucking great sounds on this. We just go into anyone. Let's try mono. That's fucking. Why is it so? I guess the stream really impacts this shit. Hold on. You know what? Let's stop recording for now. For the rest of the world, I'm gonna just, so if you actually want to see this part of the process and stuff, actually join the stream. Don't watch just the recording.